Hello everyone and welcome to another Super Science video with the Massachusetts Regional Library. I'm Miss Stephanie, one of the librarians here in the Youth Services Department, and today, for this month's experiment, we are going to make a crash test car. Now, I know you guys aren't old enough to drive yet, but what is it? This is like a fun, open-ended activity because we're kind of going to test what is called the crash worthiness, or how well a car can keep the passengers safe inside. Now, instead of people, we're going to use a little plastic egg, or if you have another small toy around your place. And I made a car, and what you're going to do is you're going to make the car, put in the egg, and then put it down a ramp to see if it will protect the egg when it crashes against the wall. And there are 4 rules in this little activity. The plastic egg has to stay in the car. The plastic egg cannot crack in half. You can't tape or glue the egg to the car, but there's a couple of things you can do instead, which I'll show you. And when you put your car on the top of the ramp, you just set it down, you do not roll it down. But other than that, it's up to you. Like, you can use your creativity to design a car that will protect the passengers inside. And now I'm going to show you the materials I used to make my car, but with your adults' help, you can probably find some other stuff around your house that will work just as well too. And for my ramp, I used this long piece of cardboard. It was off a box, or if you can find something else that would be a good ramp, that would work too. Then I used a smaller piece of cardboard. You can use duct tape or Elmer's glue, or if you have one, a hot glue gun will speed up the process, but it's not necessary to have. My egg, of course. I used some rubber bands. Here's some cloth that I found. I used 4 buttons for the wheels, but I'm sure you can find something like maybe bottle caps or something else that could be used. Some adult scissors. I used pipe cleaner, which I cut in half. A straw. And some craft sticks. And the last thing is aluminum foil. So here's my car. So let me walk you through about how I made it. Alright guys, let me show you how I made my crash test car. So here we go. First of all, I used my scissors to cut out a base with the cardboard. Then I cut the straws and glued them to the cardboard for the axles of the wheels. And to make the wheels, I used buttons, but you could use like bottle caps or something else round. And what I did was, a little close up, is I slid the pipe cleaner through the straw, and then at each end I pulled it up so the wheels would still turn but stay in place. And I used slightly bigger wheels on the back and smaller ones on the front, but you can try all 4 the same size and see what happens to your car. Then to protect my egg, I made a little aluminum foil seat, like a roll. It's called a roll cage. And then I glued some craft sticks to protect it from either side. And then I also, as like a cushion, kind of like an airbag, I glued a piece of fabric in there too. Now, so put my egg in there. Now, you are not allowed to tape or glue your egg in your car, but you can use a rubber band, which would act like a seat belt for it. So that's what I did. So what I'll do is I'll just secure it in place. Wrap it a couple times. This is the tricky part. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so, and push it in a little so it'll stay, and yes, there we go. And so that's how I made my car, but I'm sure you guys can think of a lot of other ideas as well how to make it. So, now let's test it on the ramp. Alright guys, well, it's time to test our car. So what you want to do is you want to set your car on top. Don't roll it down like that because it'll probably affect how well your car is able to protect your egg. So let's test it out. Oh, it looks like the egg is okay. So yep, it stayed in the car. It did not crack in half. It did a good job. Now, if you want a different challenge, let's move the ramp so it's steeper, because that means the car will go faster. And we'll see, like, this car can protect the egg in slow speeds, but let's see if it can do it on faster speeds. So hold on 1 second and I'll move some stuff around. Alright, so I moved the table to make the ramp go higher, and so it's steeper, so the car will go at a faster speed. Let's see if my car was designed well enough to protect it if it goes at a faster speed. So, 3, 2, 1. It looks like it's okay. Excellent. It's a little loose, so I probably want to maybe put another rubber band or two around it because it did pop out a little, but still, like, you can just experiment. You can just use different ramps. You could do like stuff that maybe has little edges on it or ones that are completely smooth. It's just up to you. So go design your car and have some fun testing it. Alright guys, I hope you had a really fun time making your crash test car, and I'm just going to share a couple books that I found when I was kind of doing research for this video. And the first is a chapter book. It's called Rever the Speedway Squirrel by Sherry Rinker. And in this book, Rever the Squirrel has a big dream, and it's not to collect acorns or climb trees. No, he wants to be part of a race crew on the speedway below his tree. And it may seem impossible for a small rodent, but Rever has the bravery, courage, and maybe even the skills to get that job. And this is such a fun book. I mean, Rever is a wonderful main character, and it's so fun to see the interactions between him and his squirrel family, who were much more skeptical of his dream to be working at the Speedway. And it's a pretty short read, less than 200 pages, and along with the clever writing, the story, the great characters, the fun illustrations, this is an all-around great book. And then for more on the science end, I have STEM in auto racing. And do you think that auto racing is all about just drivers going around in ovals around a track? Well, think again, because this book explains all of the science and math behind this sport. And it has a lot of interesting information, including more details about how NASCAR engineers design cars to go up such high speed at 200 miles an hour, but yet keep the drivers safe. For one example, the car tires have two layers, an outside and an inside layer. So if the outside layer of the tire pops, then the driver will still have the inner layer of the tire to steer towards the pit crew, which will be much more likely to be able to do that safely. And so this is a very short read, but it has a lot of great information, some good pictures. And if you just want to learn more about NASCAR auto racing and the science behind it, then this is definitely the book for you. Well, thank you for joining me for another Super Science video. I look forward to sharing more experiments with you soon. Have a good day. Bye.